out on stage, though. You know that one's going to be crazy.
Dude, this is awesome, man. And it's, I don't know how you felt about it, but I was truly stunned when I got news that he was going to come back. I thought what would happen is that Dame, after getting bought out by the Bucks, would just take time, focus on rehab, not rush into a decision, and wait and see what opportunities might be there the following year. But he had talks with Chauncey, with Joe Cronin, and they were able to mend their fences, and now he's back in town. And what I love is every time he has a chance to talk about it, he expresses how happy he is to be back home, further solidifying the thing that we've known all along, that he truly does love the Northwest and Portland and being a part of this organization.
Yeah, I think, Chad, that Dame had the chance to go anywhere, right? And Blazer fans loved him because of his loyalty. It hurt when he left. But I think when he had the chance to go anywhere and he came back to Portland,
yeah,
there was a love there that people were like, wow, he meant it the entire time.
Yes.
He really is our guy. And now it's just inseparable.
That's awesome. And now we're getting a chance to get a little photo taken with our man. That's right. Thank you, Douglas.
I love
Douglas
it.
for yeah, the Blazers sparing no expense. I mean, this is really, I didn't know what to expect when we came down here, but they've got the video board set up with Rip City Reunion. They've got the full stage, and now everyone's starting to fill into the amphitheater area. Like, this is a good setup. I love it.
No, it's a great setup. I think anytime you can get people down here in the downtown core, there's something special. I think about being here at Pioneer Courthouse Square. And like people talk about, they remember the Greg Oden rallies and all those things. So this is something, it's one of those things, it's special for Rip City to be able to do this. And it just makes it extra special that it's because of Damian Lillard.
Yeah, I love it, man. This is truly awesome. I'm excited. And, you know, for Dame, I know that he's going to take the year off in rehab. How important do you think that will be for him just to be around the guys, some of the younger guys on the team, where they can pick his brain when they have questions? How much do you put into the experience and the knowledge that he can share with the young guys?
Well, I think you already saw it, like when it happened. I think Scoot was excited, right? He's like, now Scoot, who wants to be a future star guard in this league, has a Drew Holiday and Damian Lillard to bounce ideas off and learn from, right? And I think if you talk about the team as a whole and the pieces you bring in to build, Chad, over the last few years, one thing that people have talked about the team lacking is a vocal leader.
Yeah.
Right? Someone to come in, own that locker room, make sure everyone is held accountable. And now you got two really good ones and one of the best to ever do it in Damian Lillard. So I think you can't put a price on that value that he's going to have with this team as just being that vet that these guys lean to.
What do you think he's going to try and convey to the fans today when he talks?
That's your guess is as good as mine, man. But I'm pretty sure that there will be hopefully a doubling, a tripling, a quadrupling down of how much he loves Portland and the connection that he has to Rip City. And that, quite frankly, I think that, maybe he's going to tell you that, this isn't just about coming back to be at a place you love. This is about coming back to a place you love and winning basketball games. I think that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, one thing I've learned in life is that I think that, you learn this as time goes on, that there's nothing wrong with acknowledging what you like and what you love and then just embracing that. Like, he loves Rip City.
Yeah.
And he enjoys it. And there's nothing wrong with that, Burkhart.
Well, everyone loves Rip City. That's why everyone's out here, and the fans are coming, taking pictures. The more the merrier. Plaster my ugly mug all over social media, Chad. I already got a picture of you, Chad, doing Man of the People. People coming up going, I listen to you all the time. Like, it's one of those things, Chad. I know it sounds corny, but people are excited just to see everybody because, again, there's something really special about having Dame here and what's going on with
Yeah,
this.
no, it's great, man. And that's I think this is a perfect example of what makes everyone what makes this area unique in terms of Rip City is the fact that people can show up and that connection between team and community has been there for so long. And so I really think that we're seeing that again today with people showing up to welcome Dame back. And again, I'll say this, I've said it before, but the one thing I've noticed is that no one cares what he does on the floor.
No.
They just have to have him back.
I really don't think they do.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there are things that matter more than what happens on the court. The wins, the losses, all that stuff, right? You get a guy here that you have a massive connection with,
Yeah.
a guy that you love and have loved since day one, and that comes in and there's something so unique about that. And you've covered this team in this league for a long time, as have I, and I've never seen someone who connects with a fan base like Damian Lillard has.
Yeah, you know what's great? I feel like a zoo animal right now. We're sitting here right next to the stage, and there's people in all directions, and they're literally just walking up trying to communicate with us, and we have people walking behind us just to take pictures.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Wasn't that Tim McGraw, right? Like, you gotta get your shout-outs here. But, no, it is fun. It also tests our abilities here as professionals just to keep going the entire time.
No, the thing is, I had a specific card, a little Trailblazer card, covering this little device that I'm using. The hotspot, because I don't want it to overheat because we have sunshine coming straight down on top of the table. She just walked up and took it.
You should have known it was gonna disappear.
If it's free, there's a line, and if it's not nailed down, someone's going to take it. That's pretty much how it goes.
Yep, that is true. Hey, you're using my sweatshirt now to knock the sun off a little bit. But, hey, I'm glad that, quite frankly, that we're out here and we're dodging the sun rays a little bit and trying to get some shade because, as you mentioned, I didn't think that was going to be the case when I walked out the door this morning. I was stepping in rain puddles.
I was upset with that, but it has really worked out really well. So we're here, and once Dame gets up on stage and has a chance to address the crowd, we're going to turn it over to Dame, and we'll get a chance to play that on air. But if you're in the area, come on down to Pioneer Courthouse Square. It is the reunion rally. The Blazers are going to welcome Dame back to the city, and he's going to be here. And the crowd, coming into it, I was concerned being September, being football season, NFL Sunday. I wasn't sure how that might impact that, but this shows Dame's greatness, Chris, is that when you have power over the NFL, that shows how big time you are.
Well, it also helps when you're in a basketball town.
Yeah.
Right? This is a basketball town, and people have flocked to this team forever, man. And you're right. It is, when you have the ability to bring hundreds, if not thousands, by the time this is over on an NFL Sunday, that you have power, man. That's important.
All right. What did you think of the Civil War yesterday with Oregon State?
Oh, don't get me started because I love how fans get all upset about it. Like, oh gosh, the Beavers scored on that second drive of the game or whatever it was. They had 40 yards rushing in the first quarter. Well, yeah, at the same time, they ended up having like 58 yards total the entire game rushing. Oregon handled them, man. Handled them, start to finish, dominated that game, and didn't have to go deep into the playbook to do it.
All right. I'm about to lose my mind right now. Everything that I've thought is that we have wind and we have a mess going on, and I was worried about the signs and sure enough they get blown down. People wonder why I don't do certain things, and that's why.
Well, so. Hey, the sign goes down, but we're on air, so that's the important part.
That's true.
That's what matters.
All right, well, come on down here. Get down to Pioneer Courthouse Square. The show is just now underway. Dame's going to get a chance to be on stage and communicate with the crowd. And then we're going to hear from Dame as well as he gets a chance to share his thoughts. And I think it's a special moment to be able to welcome him back and to be able to see what he has to say. And, of course, basketball season is right around the corner, which I think is great. So you can jump on board 503-248-0620 if you're out and about. You can share your thoughts on Dame returning. If you want to get on down here to Pioneer Courthouse Square, you can do that. And Chris Burkhardt, Chad Doing with you here on your home of the Blazers, 620 Rip City Radio. And, of course, you can listen live and stream via the iHeartRadio app. All right. How many people are going to come up and try to communicate to us while we're on air? You just got to let it go.
You have to.
You have to ignore them. And if they can't figure out what's going on, that's the way it is. Because Burkhardt, people are just staring at us. And it's actually kind of funny.
I think you said it right. I do feel like a zoo animal. Like I just,
But if you get down here, we have our iHeart booth. You can come down and you can put in entries. We have tickets we're giving away.
Heck yeah.
We got basketballs for the kids. We got stickers. And the Portland Trailblazers are on hand. We've got the mascots down here. And the crowd is starting to file in. This is much bigger and better than what I thought.
Yeah, no, they're definitely filing in. It's interesting. So we've been here for a little bit. Obviously, had to set up early. And when I got here, about 11:45, there was a couple dozen fans already just staking their claim to get up to the front. Like there was some excitement there, and they're definitely funneling in now.
Okay, you were distracted by stuff going on around you, but what was it that, in regards to the Civil War, what was it exactly that you saw that the people were complaining that Oregon State scored a touchdown?
Well, people were complaining because they had that first drive of the game, right? Or
yeah.
I guess it was the second drive of the game. They had like 42 yards rushing in that first quarter, and people were being upset that, our run defense is bad. We're getting pushed up front. That's going to be terrible for Penn State. I look at the last 2 weeks, Chad. You look at that game against Northwestern, right? Through three quarters, which were the only three quarters the starters played, they had some nice push up front, but Northwestern only had, I think it was 64 yards rushing total, right? And then Oregon State, they held them to 58 yards rushing total. And when people are like, well, they were getting some push and they had a couple good runs, I go back and I look at that game. Oregon was running just some basic defense. Most of that game was 2 down linemen. They had their 2 defensive ends standing up, and they were just rushing those 4 guys. Not a lot of blitzes, not a lot of pressure, not a lot of disguises. They were just basically knew that they were going to control that game, and they did. So I'm not upset. If they would have scored another touchdown or 2, I would have still looked at that and go, yeah, he was running 2 down linemen, rushing 4, no disguising. He was going vanilla because he could.
Well, here's my take. I walked away from it feeling better about both schools. You know, for Oregon, it was kind of a sandwich spot because you're coming off the Northwestern game on the road. You come back home, you're playing Oregon State, but you've got the big game against Penn State coming up the next week. So I wasn't expecting them to come out on fire. They're trying to save themselves for Penn State against a lesser opponent. And for Oregon State, like, the operation was tighter. They didn't look clueless out there like we had seen in the previous 3 weeks. I thought their operation was tighter against superior talent. And so if you're a Beaver fan, I think you come into that feeling better about some of the things you're doing, knowing that your schedule is about to get easier. And for the Ducks, you stay healthy, and now you can get ready for the big game against Penn State. So I think it was a win for both schools.
I absolutely think it was, and I don't want to sound like that's a cop-out for Oregon State either, because we talked about it when we were down in Gresham at the Rip City Rally down there, that we just wanted to see assignment-sound football from Oregon State to show that, you know, they were starting to play a competent brand of football. And there's still plenty that Trent Bray is going to look at and want to fix. They still need to get Malik Murphy more comfortable. In fact, I think they need to cater to his skill sets a little bit more. They don't use it enough. But at that game, I thought they played fairly mistake-free. Special teams didn't cost them points. Like, that was it was a good game from Oregon State for what they want to do moving forward.
Yeah, I feel good about that. Now, Penn State, that's an epic ball game. You know, there are a few games across the nation on the schedule that you look at every year and say, okay, that's a big one. This is one of those critical games because the tiebreaker between Penn State and Oregon is going to go a long ways to determine who's going to be in the Big Ten championship game. So I love it when you have a big matchup with a lot of stakes, and that's what we're going to get. And the key battle I'm going to watch is Oregon's defensive front against the Penn State offensive line that's probably the best in the country. That's the battle I'm going to be paying attention to.
Yeah, and that is, like I said, that's going to be the thing to watch for sure. And then if you're Dan Lanning, you go through what is, you know, air quotes, your preseason with how things are set up in college football. Again, when you're running kind of those base defenses against some of these teams, you're not giving away that playbook. So now you might get into a situation in Penn State where they're seeing disguises that they haven't seen on film for the last 4 games. So those things are really important, and I can't wait to see what they do, because I do feel that for the most part, the defense, even though they've held these teams low and they've got those wins, have their feather in their cap, their defensive guys, and they haven't showed you anything yet.
All right, so here's the situation. Chad Doing and Chris Burkhart with you. A special edition of the Rip City Drive on Sunday afternoon. We're at Pioneer Courthouse Square. And there's a bunch of people down here. It's looking beautiful. And Damian Lillard's going to come up and address the crowd as he has his opportunity to be welcomed back by the fans. So if you're in the area, come on downtown. There's a big stage set up. They got different activities for the kids. It's a beautiful day, and we want you to come down and join us. If you want to jump on board and share your thoughts on Dame, 503-248-0620 is your telephone number. We want to hear from you, but most importantly, get on down here. Your chance to see Dame and welcome him back home. And we're going to be on air live up until 2 o'clock. And once Dame talks, we'll turn that over to the mic so you can hear from Dame as well here. Speak around 1 o'clock, so that's coming up here in about 40 minutes. So plenty of time if you're in the area to come on down and get here to Pioneer Courthouse Square. The crowd and the people, I mean, it looks really fantastic. So this is a great spot. The weather's turned out to be perfect, and it gives you a chance to get down here and be a part of the festivities. He's welcomed Dame back home. And I'm now fist bumping with an incredible Dame link sausage right there.
I love it. I love it. We got all the local mascots out. We got where's Dylan? The pickle needs to be here somewhere too. Like the bangers, right? Like Portland is just so Portland, man.
It's so unique in terms of how they operate. So it's really good, no question about it. This is awesome. So Dame will be on around 1 o'clock. Chris and I are just hanging out and just enjoying the festivities with everything that's going on. But this turnout is looking quite special. There's going to be thousands of people down here. And I think, to my knowledge, this will probably be the biggest Trailblazer rally since the Greg Oden rally, which was down here as well, right?
I mean, yeah, that's the first one that comes to mind, right? And it's cool to do these things. And kind of wish they'd go back. You know, they did that, yeah, whenever you get the rookies and you did do the big get-together where fans can see them and get to know what's coming. But, no, the Greg Oden one's what comes to mind. And, again, this one isn't welcoming a rookie, though. This is welcoming the face of your franchise and a guy that you love more than any other to ever do it.
Now, what is the Bangers? Is that like a wiener shop, or what is that?
No, I think it's another one of those
like
sports
Portland
teams,
Pickles?
like the Portland Pickles,
Okay.
yeah.
That's pretty sweet. The costume's amazing. A gigantic wiener.
I mean, the Bangers and the Pickles, I mean.
That's a pretty good matchup right there. All right, our good buddy Stephen Vaughn, who we used to work with, is here with his son. Getting a chance to hang out. But, yeah, this is going to be great. Damian Lillard, welcome back home. And we're just hanging out. I can't believe basketball season's almost here. And I'm excited about this new group because Chauncey's back. You have the same system, same coaching staff, and that continuity with the young guys that we're all excited about. Like, I'm anxious to see how they come out and perform this year.
I absolutely am. I mean, I know that we're here for Dame, but like you keep mentioning, like he's going to be rehabbing, right? He's not going to be on the court, but you get all these young guys, another good offseason together. The way you move some of those roster pieces, you've basically said, hey, Donovan, you're our center moving forward.
Yeah.
You bring in Drew Holiday, who is absolutely the perfect type of player for Chauncey Billups, which I think is also one of those things. There's value in that because you look at last year, some of the guys were taken out of the lineup, right, for not showing it on the defensive end or slacking here and there. And Drew Holiday isn't the type that lets that go. Not only will he not let that slide, he's going to show Scoot and he's going to show Shea. He's going to show those guys what it means to be a guard in a Chauncey Billups lineup and what gets you on the court. And, again, there's so much value in having that.
Yeah, I love that. And I also love the fact that this group over the last half of the season, one of the best defensive units in the NBA. I'm anxious to see if they can continue that type of progress defensively when the season kicks off. I believe so, and that's what gives me optimism about this year with the guys that they have.
And please, don't come at me with the, oh, yeah, they were one of the better defensive units, but they also had one of the weakest schedules down the stretch, or they played a lot of teams that weren't very great offensively, because I get that is also factual, but at the exact same time, when the Blazers were playing bad basketball, those bad offensive teams were destroying them, right? And so they're going in and they weren't getting beat by those same teams, and they were showing progress, and then the numbers bear out that they were a plus defensive team at that point of the year. So, yeah, those are the little things you can absolutely build on moving forward. It felt good because I felt like last year you finally got a glimpse of what Chauncey Billups is doing, because you saw players like Toumani Camara and even Shaedon Sharpe late in the year and Scoot, who you kind of saw it click. And once it clicked, they started playing really, really good basketball.
All right, you can also log in. We're live on YouTube right now. Just simply go to youtube.com and pull up our homepage, Rip City Radio 620, and you can check out the live stream. And we'll have it focused on Dame when he takes the stage. And be sure to like and subscribe to the page. And you can check out the live stream. We're down here hanging out with a mass of humanity as we get ready to welcome Damian Lillard back into Rip City, which is totally awesome. And we're excited about that. And I know Dame is too. Happy to be home and happy to be back in Rip City where he belongs, which is cool, man. I just love hearing people say, you know what, I love being here and the opportunity to come back. His family's here. He was embraced from day one, and he's embraced the area himself. It's cool. And now maybe the national media will say, oh, I guess he wasn't lying about all that stuff.
Well, I thought it was interesting, too, when you had Coach Holton on the other day, when he was talking about, how there's a lot of people, him included, who come here for a minute and then fall in love with this city.
Yeah, and Michael's not from here.
Right.
He grew up in L.A.
Right. Comes in, and I mean, there's nothing that compares to Los Angeles, right? Nothing is Los Angeles, but you come into Portland like, this is me. I love this place, and there's a lot of former players who find a connection here, whether it be in Portland or other spots here in the state of Oregon. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere along the line, like CJ finds a way back to be involved in the community because he loved Portland. And again, Dame, when he left, the only part of Dame that left was physically Dame, the basketball player.
Yeah.
Right? His family was still here. His kids were still here. If you remember when he came back for that first game with the Bucks, he talked about how it felt so good because there was an off day and he got to take his kid to school.
Yeah.
He got to take Dame Jr. to school. And those are things you don't get to do when you're playing in Milwaukee. So
I agree.
Those are important things outside of basketball that I think you can't put value on.
I agree. All right, Chris Burkhardt, Chad Doing. We're live here at Pioneer Courthouse Square, getting ready for the Dame rally. He's going to take the stage roughly around 1 o'clock. So a great opportunity for you to come on down and join us as we get a chance to celebrate the return of one of our favorite sons, Damian Lillard, who is back home where he belongs in Rip City. Not going to play this year. He's going to continue to rehab the Achilles, which is the smart play. They're going to slow play it to make sure he comes back healthy. But basketball season just right around the corner with the first preseason game coming up on October 8th. If you want to jump on board and share any thoughts to Dame, 503-248-0620 is your telephone number, 503-248-0620. Right now, DJ OG1 is down here, and he's got the dance grooves bumping right now, and people are starting to gather around the stage, which is really cool. And the sunshine is out, and I see they got the I don't know if those are Trailblazer drones, but we got drones up above too.
I noticed
Is that security, or you think that's Trailblazers filming?
I think it's definitely a social media team. You gotta get those sky shots because they're awesome, and no matter where they're, I'm a fool for a good drone video. Like those one shots they do. Like you see the one they released a week or two ago going through the Texas Tech facility. Like those are.
I love it.
I'm a fool for those.
Or like the drone shots from on the golf course from golfers. You can see up above the shot and the ball flight. I love that kind of stuff.
Also, you need to get down here and get in line because you mentioned the giveaway and the drawing for tickets and stuff that iHeart's doing. That I think that might have the biggest line here. So you better get down here.
During your time with NBC Sports Northwest, you were covering the team at all times.
Yep.
Like what were your favorite, not necessarily games, but did you have any events that you thought were really cool you had a chance to be a part of? Gosh,
that's a great question, but no, I think honestly it's the small times I got to do some of those Rip City rallies, like when we did one. You and I did the one at Damian Lillard Toyota, right? You did the one in Gresham. I think anytime the ones that stick out to me when it comes to these type of events again are the ones where the fans just get to show their love for the team in something that doesn't even involve an actual basketball game, right? Like Fan Fest is another one. Yeah, it's a practice. You see a game, but that's not a basketball game. But it's your love for what the pinwheel represents and the name Portland across the chest of the jersey that brings everyone together and just has a good time. Those are the things that get me excited.
I remember during the playoff run back in 2014, before the series against Houston, when Dame hit the .9 shot. I was part of a flash mob that was over at Lloyd Center, which was really cool. So a bunch of Blazer fans running through the mall and just packing it all at the same time. That was pretty sweet.
I've told this story before, but it's a perfect time to rehash it. 2014 was when I was hired at NBC, and at the time my boss, the great Kevin Barry, hired 2 part-time producers, and we just divided who did what game, right?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get to go to the .9 game. I was at home. I had just moved into my first house, but Kevin was like, hey, if they win this game, it messes with the schedule a little bit, so I'm going to send you on the road to San Antonio in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never traveled before. This is excited. So there I am in my kitchen, very first night in my new house, unpacking boxes, listening to Wheels on the radio, right? And when he made, like, bang! Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I yelled so loud. My wife comes running in. She thinks I hurt myself. She's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? The Blazers won. The Blazers won. I'm going to San Antonio. Like, she, oh, my God. I'll never forget it. It was so good.
Gosh, that's awesome, man. And, one thing I've always appreciated about Dame ever since he arrived is how real he is in terms of the way he deals with people, the way he presents himself to the media. Like, it's not overstating it. Like, he really is all class in terms of how he operates. And you've been around a lot of pro players. Dame is unique in that category.
He absolutely is, because I'll tell you, some of my greatest conversations with Dame were the conversations that weren't in front of a camera or with a mic or being recorded. A lot of the time, someone will do their interview and then they're bounced, they're done.
Yeah.
But I remember being at shoot-around, sitting down, and Dame might have been in Minnesota, and like it was like when he was doing, he had like the Dame, he had Ric Flair and Austin 316 shoes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
We just started talking old school WWE wrestling, not an interview, not recorded, not on air, not going anywhere, just two dudes talking wrestling, and those are the things, like, this guy's real. Like,
yeah.
He's just one of us, and that's what makes him so special, man.
And that's part of the reason why you love him, because he, like you, he's a massive wrestling fan.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
massive.
He grew up with those old school wrestlings. Like I said, he did that, those special editions of the Dames. Came to Moda Center dressed as Stone Cold Steve Austin on one of the Halloween nights. Like, yeah, and so that when you can connect with people on that special level, like, that's unique. There's not a lot of athletes that I've met who've done that.
No, it's awesome, man. That's what makes Dame special. Yeah, the mask with the Stone Cold.
Right.
That's badass.
And he's pretty much a Stone Cold killer too. So, I mean, on the court,
it fits,
guys,
right?
Like, it fits. And Stone Cold, if you grew up in the Attitude Era, Stone Cold was a certified BA, if you know what I mean.
He was. Is he one of your favorites, Stone Cold?
I lean towards The Rock because, being an Islander, I like seeing The Rock out there. But I think Stone Cold's on my Mount Rushmore. I think he's the second greatest wrestler of all time. I think Ric Flair's number one myself, but he's definitely on my Mount Rushmore.
I watched the Hawaii-Fresno State game last night.
Oh, gosh.
An incredible finish where Hawaii scored a touchdown to cut the deficit to 2. They missed a 2-point conversion, but that was a physical game. But I thought about you last night because the kicker, what's the story on the kicker from Hawaii?
The Tokyo Toe. The Tokyo Toe. He's from Japan. He learned how to kick field goals by watching YouTube videos. Then he comes to Hawaii.
Yeah, no, it did. He had a legitimate kick last night, but I know anytime I see Hawaii